Yes.
Cool. So, I'm gonna go from last to last, kind of like pushing out and holding sort of thing. So generally, discard gun is good here. It watches point, it watches their commit, but it's far back enough that it takes a bit of damage to shoot. Actually, sorry. Probably say discard gun here is good. I'd probably build it in spawn to begin with, though. You just build it here and finish it, and then move it. I'd probably say this is the best spot, but this is good as well. Generally people push through this door into last anyway, so that's kind of what you're countering. You're trying to make sure that they're shooting your gun for as long as possible. The combo's going to be playing this side, and you're doing the same thing you do on every sort of last hold, which is you're just kiting as far to one side as possible. Let's say they push left, your soldier's going to bomb, your soldier's going to control this area, your combo's going to control this, and you're just sort of like playing around your demo man's stickies on point. You're protecting your demo, because if your demo dies, it's going to be really hard to hold point. This last is kind of hard to push because it's so wide. A lot of teams struggle pushing it. Like, let's say you have your standard Uber through, you have your scout use here, because you can't just not use through that door. And let's say their med's down there. There's one soldier here who jumps out. It's like your targets aren't very obvious, right? Generally, what I'd recommend is getting your demo to this position, where you can lock out this area of stickies, and getting your scout to shoot a couple sticks and start edging cap, right? It's kind of like most last pushes, where you're trying to get some initial cap time for free before your Uber ends, and then once your Uber's ended, you sort of take a side and then recommit together, right? There's quite a lot of ideas here that aren't like really set. For example, you can have your pocket soldier follow. Hold on, I need to do. Fuck's sake, man. There we go. You can have your pocket soldier follow your combo and just sort of take this position while your combo goes across. You have to hit the jump. You can C-tap onto these, onto this, and your combo goes across, and this soldier controls this, while your team goes across the right side, right? Or what you can do is your combo controls left instead. Your scout gets the cap, and then you have your soldiers bomb through main. So you do a jump like this, and you're in, right? And your objective is that your combo controls the left side, your two soldiers hard bomb into right, and you get cap time while your soldiers are in the air, so that they either focus cap and get nuked, or they hold S from the soldiers, and you're getting cap time for free while that's happening. So that's the kind of like general idea of these sort of left pushes, and it works kind of the same from right, right? The ending is similar, it's just the way you get in that's different. With this one, like, you can get your soldier into these Ubers in the same way. You can go top left, you can go into them. It's just whatever you decide to do on these last pushes is what your soldiers are going to try and accommodate. So as I'm just going to reiterate, let's say you're going in left side and you're controlling this left side while capping. Your soldier's job is to collapse on everyone not meeting your demo. Because people won't meet your demo here, he's got a lot of control. So your soldiers are collapsing on the players that are trying to block point from the other side. But if your combo decides to stay on cap and then have your demo rotate here and get sticks like there, and he's controlling this, then your soldier's job is instead to control the left side, whether it's from the crate or from there, or from just high bombing it. Whatever the way is, it's kind of like the solutions are kind of the same. It just depends on what your plan is, right? And in the same way, when you're defending, you're trying to counter their ability to just commit on both of your sides. So if their demo's through here and he's got stickies in, you can just try and like collapse on him if he's got no support. Or if you see that they're not controlling both sides, you try and take one side and like take all this area and control this sort of area. And if they start capping, you then have really good bombs into them, right? In and out, and then you can get resubs and all that stuff. when you're equal holding this, you have 3 doors or 3 major entrances, and you have 3 explosive classes. And that's really important because one explosive class plays like this area. Generally, this isn't as good because you can get sniped from main, so just playing back here is safer. And you can always drop back to like your heals. You can get heals here, and then you can sort of like go for these pressure plays and jump out, whatever it is. But generally, you're staying alive here, and you're controlling this area. The other soldier is doing the same thing here. He can control this area, and you would have a gun either on the floor, like here or something, or again, he is still pretty good. You just need it to deny any soldier bombs that are trying to get into your medic. So obviously, if you don't have a gun, a soldier can just do a bomb like this and land on your med and get a force, right? So your gun's there to stop that happening, which is why people like putting a gun like on the floor here or even there. But this one lends itself to getting spammed if there's not a soldier on it. So seems like playing one here, but then that allows for easier spam from main, because as a soldier I can just corner peek this, and as long as my like team's all pressuring one side, we can get this gun a bit easier. So there's advantages and disadvantages of these guns. Some people like it under, but I don't think that that's very good. In disad or equal. And then on last holds, you either decide whether you want to have a pyro or a sniper. Pyro on a map like this isn't as good because a sniper provides so much value. Like, as a sniper, you get your buff, you sort of walk here, and then you can full charge and just peek into lobby and just get kills, or like just at least pressure to make pushing out really hard, or like trying to get sacks really difficult for them. When pushing out at this point, I tend to try and stick to the positions you are holding are the positions you're pushing out. So your Roma was playing left side. He's just going to come in here. He's going to clear hiders. And there's this hiding spot here, which a lot of people take, so you can just get a nice little spam on that. And you're controlling this left area. And you can control shutter, you can spot lower, make sure that people aren't trying to get behind. As the pocket soldier, I personally would just drop down, spot here, make sure that there's no hiders, try and get through, and then I can make space for my combo. So like, if my combo's trying to get through, I'm trying to get through by just bombing through. I haven't really like thought about what the good jumps out of this are. So it's best to just jump in a server and try and like practice them. I think like something like this, I don't know, it's something that you have to practice. I haven't played Metalworks Sully very much. But generally, you will have player ads, so the best way to go about it is just to try and bust through. The biggest issue is that stickies here and stickies on shutter as a demo man are really easy to watch, but also like very difficult to counter. You're gonna need someone to bust through and like make space for your team, and any of these jumps, unless you're doing a skip through, are gonna die to that trap, right? So it's kind of risky. And it's really difficult to shoot these sticks without dying. So what I would say is just get ready to do a sort of push out while your flank supports you on these shutters. You're just trying to bait a sticky det, and you're trying to all flood in at the same time. I would say you got to keep watching that flank, so you probably want to leave someone in that left house, or at least playing around shutter the whole time, ready for flankers, and your combos trying to get in and control as much space as possible. Like holding here as a soldier is really good because you can support either side and jump out. Just trying to get these high grounds and just make yourself look threatening in general just does quite well. And then your demo's job usually is to just get as many sticks, like to lock out the choke top, because that's where the combo will likely be trying to pressure from. Holding second is fairly simple. On Disad, you just play your medic back here with your pocket scout building here, so you spot. If they're trying to, if you're trying to get like a bomb into Valley, it's really good for your pocket soldier to be playing here as a general thing. He's got good spam. Makes him really hard to hit if he's standing on this little ledge. And then if need be, he can do like a big bomb into Valley, and support on like a once their med's in, and the pocket scout can call that, right? He sees that the med's cross that line, so the soldier can bomb, and you can have like one soldier high bomb, the other like pressure, and the one high bombing goes for a med pick, you know. Holding second in general is just kind of like the same for add and disad. Maybe your med just plays a little bit closer. The general thing, sticks up here are pretty good because a lot of teams, when they push this point, are gonna do this sort of high bomb, and sticks up there will kill those soldiers. Pushing into mid, generally it's recommended to get into Valley. This puts you as far away from the enemy team as possible. There's a lot of high grounds, and there's a lot of sort of area your soldiers can cover and pressure them out for free, right? You can be really annoying as a soldier in these areas. So when you're pushing Valley, your soldiers take as much space as possible, your scouts take high ground. Well, your soldier, because the other Sully is gonna have to watch house, right? Play around here. You block people coming in. If you're getting rushed by multiple people, you call that, and you leave, you run away. You're just making it hard for these guys to back up. If they try and back up, you're just gonna play around this and be annoying, and maybe you can call for your team to come back and deal with them, because then you'll have player picks, right? For pushing out here, as I said, your soldier's taking as much space as possible. Your demo can have higher stickies, like putting stickies on these areas here, just to make sure that if any soldiers do bomb, they're not getting too much value. You have to watch out for, people call this Batman or vents, I guess. Soldiers love staying up here. Okay, if you push house, this soldier's really valuable, and even if you don't, this high bomb is really good and gets can get med kills, right? Okay, so trying to push into second. As I said, the sacks from Valley are pretty good. You can go for sacks through lower, or like you're pressuring with your combo lower while your Sully bombs. One thing I was trying last season, which went okay, was a jump like this, where you jump from here, but I have to practice it. You just in like this. There's a few ways to get in. One thing people like doing is just having your combo pressure lower, and your flank scout like hugs this right wall and just runs in behind, and he causes like chaos behind while your players pressure from the front. Can be quite decent. When you're pushing with add, Valley is pretty good because obviously you have to expect those high bombs, but if you can bait those out properly, they shouldn't be getting much value. You need one soldier watching house as always, and then your pocket Sully can sort of make space by jumping high, can spot what's going on. He can curve away, play around his combo committing in, right? The other option, if you see they're quite aggressive, what you can do is just use in through house. So like you're just using on your demo's gonna crouch step through, and he's gonna catch them at this shutter. This play is quite risky because obviously it relies on you catching their team. But it's not as risky as it sounds, because even if you don't catch their team, they now have to deal with pushing into second, which I've already described as quite difficult. You just put stickies on these two doors, you have your demo and bridge, you can play for back caps through like left and right. You can be really irritating as a team here, so I don't think it's too much of a waste to just use into second, because if they try and sort of flip-flop the Ubers, it's not always going to be turning out very good for them. Holding mid, on Disard, you're just playing this position. You can see Valley, you can like get early spam in. You probably have your soldiers on like 2 high ground spamming. You'd have your flank scout here just denying any soldiers coming in right side, and his Roma will help him in case players are trying to pressure there, and then your combo's playing around here, ready to leave. So your scout's trying not to die here. He's just building here, and as soon as you see any sort of uber bomb, you're just running away and getting out. So you're trying to just get a force there, right? With your good spam. And usually teams won't get in for free there. Like it's really difficult to do the proper pressure. You're gonna get good spam and maybe like sack a single soldier to get the force, right? And that'll be enough for you. And then equal holds, it's kind of your job to do something on seconds, so there's not much of a hold going on. You're trying to do something. I guess mids worth talking about. There's a fast rollout, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's quite hard to do. Like the top French team does it, but I've not really seen many teams even bother replicating it because you have to hit this jump, which I just did first try. Well done, me. But it's not very reliable. There's a couple mid ideas that you can do. Either your demo rolls out left and controls top left, so you'd put stickies here. And what this does is if their demo rolls out lower, it's really good. But if the demo's not rolling out lower and he's like right side, or if he's playing even passive and left, then he's kind of in a dangerous position now, right? So either you roll out left and lock out lower and have your team follow you, and you take this position and you're in a really good space, or if you're too slow as a team and your demo doesn't lock out lower, then this demo will lock your entire team out top left. So it's kind of like a bit rock, paper, scissors, but it's not too bad as long as your demo calls things. So if your demo's rolling out top left and he gets a sticky down lower and locks their demo out, your team can follow. If he's top right, realistically, you can still come out left. But if your demo sort of like rolls out any other way, their demo will lock you out if he's going lower, right? Generally, a lot of teams prefer demo going lower here. You get to stick out. He's playing around this area. Your med, pocket scout, roll out through backdoor instead. Your pocket scout does these jumps onto here, then onto here, and he has this high ground. Your med meets your demo for heals. You have a soldier in-house just chilling, playing around this position. You can like hide here as well. Because if their team tries to mirror you, your soldier here is in a really good position. Think like cafeteria on Sunshine, right? Like you're kind of behind them or like in a good position to flank them. And then your pocket soldier, I would probably say just jumps like this onto this area. And then he has like two decisions, right? He can either jump like this and be in a really annoying position and has a really good rebomb, or he can wait for heals with like good spam here on floor. And then when he gets a heal, he then calls for a commit, right? And either he takes high ground or he bombs directly into them. And at this point, this soldier here will either commit into them, or if they're on the other side, he just does a bomb like this, right? And you just land on whatever is necessary. So you have the backdoor mid, where your demo man meets you valley, or you have the top left mid, where your demo man comes out, and you take all this space with your demo man, but you just have to be careful that your demo man doesn't get caught. So this play left is a bit more risky, usually, because you kind of have to stay alive and like lock out players by yourself to begin with. And then like generally there's like the really obvious mids where you just kind of like get both your soldiers bombing. One of your soldiers can bomb even from lower, like this, and you're just in. Whichever way you want to do it, just try and make sure you're doing things at the same time, basically. Right, any questions? I probably missed some stuff.
Where do both soldiers hold on second?
On second? One soldier holds on bridge, so your beam's like behind you. You can just hold here, and you control this top area. And if you need to, you can just leave, right? And just get out. The other soldier will likely play around the right door somewhere, so I'd probably say here's really good, because you can get early spam into lobby, You have early vision on if they're pushing you valley with like the flank. And again, as I said, if you're getting caught, you can just run away, right? The escape's fairly simple. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Anything else? No. Okay. I suppose I'll run through like some slightly more advanced strategies that people like doing. People like playing their combo like on point instead of left, because as soon as they see the beam coming valley, what you do is you just rotate. But like this is really risky. You just rotate literally all 6 of your players through house and into their second, right? And even though you've got disard, you get cap time. You send 1 scout last, and it's kind of like a gamble play, right? Let's go for a full 6-man flank. You can play that a little bit more safe by doing something like you would probably have your combo here instead. You have your 1 soldier playing here, like spotting and like shooting. And then what this soldier would do is he would just jump like this behind. Once they're in, he can get straight onto cap, and your combo would leave your valley, right? So your combo's playing around this area, maybe here, with your like maybe your scout here, and your combo's just baiting them into mid and leaving valley, and you have your flank just push house. So you had 1 soldier there, you have your flank playing around this area, and like they push house, maybe like do that jump I said, if you can do it properly. You can sort of push your flank through house here, have your soldier jumping behind, and now you have 3 players behind. That's the sort of backup play you can do on this. I don't know many more like advanced strategies on this map because I'm not very good at it. So take everything I said with a pinch of salt. I feel like a lot of the stuff I mentioned should be fine though for level you're playing. That all makes sense? The most important stuff is that you just play mid smart. You just like commit together, and then for last holds, just play your doors. Just don't give up space for free. And if you're pushing last, just try and take whatever space you can get for free. And that's about it. Any last questions? Okay, I'll call it that.